Okay, now we're going to move on to 2.3, lines. So first use the distributive property. So basically solve for y. So we'll do what it says. We'll use the distributive property first. So this is y plus 5. We distribute this, so it's negative 9/7 x. Now notice here this negative and this negative become a positive. The 7 and the 7 are going to cancel out. If you want, you can think of this as over 1. So the 7's cancel out, and I'm just left with plus 9. Okay, 9/7 times 7 is just 9. Then we just subtract 5 from both sides. We get y equals negative 9/7 x. 9 minus 5 is 4. So negative 9/7. Slope between 2 points. The slope between 2 points is given by the formula m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, so in this case, we're going to have, this is going to be y2. It actually doesn't matter which order you do this in, so we usually just call this x1, or y1, x2, y2. y2 is going to be 12 minus negative 2. On the bottom we have negative 2 minus negative 9. So they're just going to try to trick you up with the signs here. Now remember, you can use your calculator too. This is 12 plus 2 is 14. Negative 2 plus 9. So this is like 9 minus 2 is 7. So the slope is going to be 2. Sketch a line given a point and a slope. So here we want the point, it has the point 5, negative 5, and the slope is 0. So what we're going to do here is first go to 5, negative 5. Now notice that over here you can see the points. 5, 5, negative 5. So 5, negative 5. The slope is 0, so that means we just have to choose any point along here because the slope is 0. We'll just choose the next one over. So it's just a straight line. Right? No slope. Find a point slope form. Point slope form of the line with the given slope. So the point slope is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. And here we have the slope already. So that's easy. That's going to be 2. And it passes through this line. So x minus negative 2. Now here we have y minus 4. Clean this up. It's probably going to want it just like this because it doesn't say solve for y. But we're going to make this a plus 2. Y minus 4 equals 2 x Slope-intercept. Slope-intercept is the one that we all love. The y equals mx plus b, where this is the slope, and that's the y-intercept. So our slope here is, these are actually really straightforward. The slope is 7, the y-intercept is 8. Use the intercepts. Now this is one that sometimes students might get wrong, even though they get it right, but they forget to use the intercepts. And then, like I said, I can give you the points, but my math lab will complain. The y-intercepts means it has to have, you know, the 0 and the 0. So you just do this. Just plug this in. So when you plug in 0 for x, we're going to get 0 minus y equals 6, so y equals negative 6. We're going to plug in 0 for y, so we have 3x minus 0 equals 6, so 3x equals 6, x equals 2. This way is nice because 2 points makes a line, and here are 2 points. So we have 0, 0, negative 6, and 2, 0. Sketch the line whose equation is there. So this one, notice that they all have the same y-intercept, so it's not going to be too obvious. The easiest way to do this is solve for y. So five x plus 7y is 20. Subtract 5x. And yes, we're going to have fractions, but that's okay. 7, 7, 7. Y equals negative 5 sevenths x plus 20 sevenths. So the main thing here is that the slope, notice that these all have the same y-intercept. This is about, you know, almost 3. What we care about is that the slope is negative 5 sevenths. What that means is you're going to go, if you're here, you're going to go down negative 5 for every 7 that you go over. Because the rise over run here, negative 5, you go down 5, and you go over 7. I'm just getting that from here. Negative 5, 7. And right away, it can be either A or it can be either D. I bet you D is going to be 7/5, the opposite. We go over 5, down 7, yeah, so that's how they're trying to trick you. Here, we go over 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we go down 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. And we'll just continue on since there's only 3 more. Determine if these lines are parallel, perpendicular, or neither. So parallel lines means that M1 equals M2. They have the same slope. Perpendicular and parallel we write like this, perpendicular we write like this. That's the symbol. This is M1 equals negative 1 over m2. It's the opposite reciprocal. So let's see what the slopes here are. So that means basically solve for y. So negative x minus 2y equals negative 3. Add 8x to both sides. And then divide everything by negative 2. So that's negative 4x. And then this is going to become plus 3 halves. We don't really care about the y-intercept. We just care about this right here. What is the slope? Negative 4. And then we have 3x minus 12y equals 4. Negative 12y equals negative 3x plus 4. Divide everything by 2. By 12. This is a 12. What did I do wrong? So then divide everything by 12. We get y equals 1/4 x minus 1/3. But what matters here is the 1/4. Notice that negative 4 equals negative 1 over 1/4. You just flip it around, right? The 1/4 becomes a 4, and the negative. Yeah, probably easier to see it the other way. That 1/4. I did it the harder way, but 1/4. If you were to flip this, becomes negative. What am I trying to say here? If you take 4, you put it on the bottom. Yeah, 1/4, and then you want to take this that's on the bottom, so it's make it negative, and then put this right here on the bottom. And it's already a negative 4, so it becomes a positive 4. So, I mean, no sense then just ignore it. But basically, this, if you take the negative and reciprocate it, you get that. So they're perpendicular. Write an equation for the line and point slope formed. So it passes through negative 2, 2, and it's parallel to this line. Parallel means it's going to have the slope 5/3. Okay, so we have everything we need here to use this equation. So we have y minus 2 equals 5/3 x minus negative minus 2. We want to solve for y here, so we have y minus 2 equals 5/3 x, and this is plus 2, so it's going to be plus 10/3. This becomes 2, 5 times 2 is 10, 10/3. Now we're going to move this 2 over to the other side. And we're going to think of this as, we need a common denominator here, so it's going to be 6 over 3. 6 over 3 is 2. I'm just doing the common denominator in advance. So this is 5/3 x, and then this is going to become 16/3. So y equals, notice it has the same slope, 5/3 x. Oh, we have to write the y also. Y equals 5/3 x plus 16/3. Oops, I got it wrong. Oops, I went too fast. Well, guess what? We're going to get a little bit more review. The slope here is 1/3. The slope here is 1/3. slope is going to be 1. Oh, I think it wanted a point slope form. Y minus 6 equals 1/3 x plus 1. And then it wants us to move it over, so I'll just do this instead of doing the quizzing again. Now solve for y. So we have y minus 6 is 1/3 x plus 1/3. This is going to be plus 6, which is going to be plus 18/3. 1/3 x plus 19/3. Y equals 1/3 x plus 19/3. Using integer coefficients. Okay, so what that means is we have to multiply everything by 3 to get rid of 3y equals x plus 19. You just multiply this by 3, here the 3's cancel out, here the 3's cancel out. And the standard form is you put everything on one side. So we're going to move the 3y to this side. So we have 0 equals x minus 3y plus 19, and then move the 19 over here. So we have minus 19 equals x minus 3y. We usually write this side first. So x minus 3y equals negative 19. Okay, so we're going to skip that one because we already did it twice. And find the equation of lines perpendicular to that point. So actually this one's going to be really easy. If you think about it, this line is, I think, so x equals 15 is way out here somewhere, and it contains the point 2. So first of all, this line goes straight up and down, which that's supposed to be a straight line. I'm a math person, not an art person, so I'll just start from here. This is the line y equals 15. And the point 2,5 is going to be somewhere 2,5 over here somewhere. We want it to be perpendicular, so this line basically is the line y equals 5. Y equals 5. It wants it. See, this is a part I didn't read last time. It wants it in standard form. This is standard form because there's no x. There's 0x plus 1y equals 5. So that is that. And we are now done with chapter